कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
Srimate Nigamanta Mahadeshikaya Namaha. Bharata, who had come to Chitrakuta to bring Rama back to Ayodhya, was not completely successful. Though Rama did promise that after 14 years he would return to Ayodhya, and Bharata too in return vowed that he shall fall into blazing fire if Rama doesn't come back after 14 years, still had that little shokam on his face. Like the mother and father who can gauge the emotions of their children, so did Rama gauge the emotion of Bharata. He wanted to give Bharata something through which Bharata can see motherly love in it. Incidentally, Vasishtha, the Acharya Sthana, the Purohita there, asked Bharata to collect Rama's pair of holy sandals, Paduka. Adamadhyasthena bhayorhitaparena vasisthena niyukto bharataha prarthayate. Upon Vasishtha's idea, suggestion, recommendation, Bharata says, Rama, before I leave, if you will permit me, please give me your holy set of padukas. Adhiroharya padabhyam paduke hema bhushite ete hi sarvalokasya yogakshemam vidhasyataha. That which will bring yogakshemam to this world. Krishna says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham. That which will bring yogam and kshemam to this world. Please give me those holy set of padukas, pair of padukas. You stand on it, then get down and give those padukas to me. Adhiroharya padabhyam paduke hema bhushite. Rama accordingly asked Lakshmana to get the holy pair of padukas. He stood on those padukas. So dhiruhya naravyagra paduke vyamuchyacha prayachatsu mahateja bharataya mahatmane. So then Lakshmana handed over the padukas on which Rama stood to Bharata, and Bharata kept on his jata. Bharata, it is said by Kalidasa in Raghuvamsham, was kind of performing a prayaschittam, an emancipation to the sins committed by him and his mother by accepting the padukas. Tamashakyamapakashtum nideshat swarginah pituhu yayache paduke paschat kartum rajyadhidevate dridha bhaktiriti jeshthe rajya trishna parangmukha matuh papasya bharataha prayaschintamiva karod. On the other hand, Bhattadri, Narayana Bhattadri, one of the greatest poets of the 16th century who composed Narayaniyam, says, Bharata accepted the Padukas as a source of solace so that he could look at the Padukas and feel convinced that Rama will come after 14 years. Shrutva putrartha khinnam kalu bharatamukat swargayadaswatatam tapto tatvambutasmai nidadadhira bharate padukam medinim cha. Now, Bharata tells his citizens, all the people who had gathered, Sasainyam, these Padukas have been gifted to me by Lord Sri Rama himself because he has to boost the confidence of the people for the next 14 years. So, in Rama's place, as Rama's representatives, Padukas are coming. Yedadrajyam mama bhratra dattam sanyasam uttamam yogakshema vaheche me paduke hema bhushite. As he carries those padukas on his jata and walks in the front, he tells, Shatrughna, where are you? Bring that royal umbrella and chamaram and do chamara kainkaryam and chhatra kainkaryam for paduka. It is Rama's paduka. Chatram dharayata kshipram aryapada vimau matau abhyam rajye sthito dharmaha padukabhyam guror mama. Rama listened to his father's words, Dasharatha's words, and went to the forest. Bharata listened to Rama's words and marched to Nandigramam. That is why in Kerala, see, all this is happening in Uttar Pradesh. But later Maharishis and Siddha Purushas saw the presence, the sanidhyam of Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna throughout Bharatadesha. That is why in the state of Kerala there are 4 temples. There is a kshetram for Lord Rama called Triprayar. There is a kshetram for Bharata called Irinyalakuda or Kudal Manikyam. There is a kshetram for Lakshmana called Tiruvuzhikalam. There is a kshetra for Shatrughna called Payammal. There is a paddhati, there is a practice, there is a tradition in the south of India, especially in the state of Kerala. During the Karkataka Masa, somewhere mid-July to mid-August, all devotees take a pilgrimage to all 4 temples of Rama, Bharata, Lakshmana, Shatrughna. In one day they will complete the 4 temples and they will read Ramayana. So, Ramayanam is one factor that links the entire Southeast Asia. Now, the Padukas were accepted by Bharata and they all marched towards Ayodhya. On the other hand, Rama, Lakshmana and Sita, after bidding farewell to Bharata and the entire retinue, they march towards the hermitage of a Maharishi called Atri. So, those descendants of Atri are called Atreya. You must have heard of a Gotra, a legacy called Atreya Gotra. So, they all come in the lineage of Atri Maharishi. And Atri and Anasuya Devi, his wife, the divine Pativrata, they had 3 children. One was an Amsha of Brahma, called Soma. One was the Amsha of Lord Shiva called Durvasa. One was an Amsha of Vishnu. This Amsha of Vishnu, who was Atreya, the son of Atri, the descendant of Atri, later took up sannyasa ashramam. So he tied 3 sticks together, 3 bamboos together. If you try, you are called Tridandi. You are called a Tridandi sannyasi. You have got 3 bamboos together. That will give a physical indication to the others that the person who is coming in front of you is a sannyasi. Stay away. He has abandoned all his riches. Give him way. So that was one reason. Second is there are 3 tattvas. Achit, without knowledge. Chit, of knowledge. Third, the one who controls it. Ishvara tattva. Achit, chit, ishvara. Achetana, chetana, ishvara. It is called tattvatrayam. For tattvatrayam, they will hold 3 bamboos together. So, this son of Atri and Anasuya was a sannyasi holding Tridandi. He was a Tridandi sannyasi. So, he was called Datta. Since he was an Atreya, he was called Dattatreya. So, Dattatreya was a sannyasi. So, he is regarded as an Amsha of Vishnu. So, this was the rich lineage of Atri. And to Atri's ashramam and Anasuya's ashramam, Rama, Lakshmana and Sita approach. That time, Atri introduces Anasuya, his dear wife, to Sita. He says, Sita, take her as your inspiration. Extremely devoted, extremely intelligent, She knows to stand on her foot and she has done miracles. Yaya moola phale srishte jahnavi cha pravartita ugrena tapasa yukta niyamaishchapyalankrita devakarya nimittam cha yaya samvatvaramanaya dasharatram krita ratrihi seyam matevate nagha. When Mandavya cursed Shandini, a lady, to turn into a widow on the 10th dawn. When the sun rises on the 10th morning, she will turn a widow, was the curse given by Mandavya to Shandini. And when Shandini approached Anasuya Devi, she said, I have cursed Mandavya in return that there shall be no sunrise. That time Anasuya Devi, through her Pativratya Shakti, could bring 10 nights together and create and escape the 10th morning, thereby relieving the world from the fear that the sun will not rise. Dasharatram krita ratrihi seyam madevate nagha. That time Anasuya hugs Sita and Sita narrates how she was married to Rama. All the details of Sita Rama's marriage is narrated by Sita to Anasuya. That time Anasuya says, I have gotten old. I have got some of very precious ornaments, very unique ones. I would like to gift them to you. Already Sita was well decked. She gave more ornaments. Idam divyam varam malyam vastramabharanani cha angaragam cha vaidehi mahahamanulepanam maya dattamidam site tavagatrani shobhayet anurupamasam slishtam nityameva bhavishyati. They will prove very worthy. She gives her one perfume, one scent. She says, if you apply this, you will, people will smell this good fragrance from a distance. Take these clothes, take these jewelry. Now Sita accepts it. They have a very good conversation. Rama and Atri have a good conversation. Sita and Anasuya have a good conversation. This is how Ayodhya Kandam ends. But here comes an important juncture. Now, Padukas were gifted by Vasishtha's, upon Vasishtha's recommendation. Bharata asked, Rama gave, and Lakshmana asked Rama to stand on the sandals and gave those holy pair of Padukas. This Paduka Aradhanam, worshipping the Padukas. See, the Western world will think we are mad. Will someone worship somebody's footwear? Imagine somebody brings one Nike shoes and says, I am going to worship Nike shoes. Will that happen? But in Sanatana Dharma, we worship Rama Paduka, later Acharya Padukas as well. What is so special about the Paduka? Now, around the 13th century, the south of India saw the advent of one of the greatest Acharyas Bharata Desha has seen. His name was Swami Sri Vedanta Deshika. The name given by his parents was Venkatanatha because he was born as a result of the grace of Srinivasa, Tirupati Balaji. So he was called Venkatanatha or Venkatesha. This Venkatanatha became a great poet extraordinaire. He became a consummate dramatist. He was a sagacious dietitian. He was a polyglot. He was a lesser known mathematician. He was an Acharya Varya. He was a university in himself. While he grew up in the Pallava Desha, which is around Kanchipuram near Chennai, due to a lot of political instability caused by Malik Kafur, the general of Alauddin Khilji, and later Muhammad bin Tughlaq, which was called Ulugh Khan, in 1311, 1321 and 1323, Vedanta Deshika had to shift to Srirangam. While in Srirangam, there was another poet of good prowess. They had a challenge, a healthy verbal duel. Whoever composes the maximum number shlokas in the lesser number of times. So, 3 hours was the time limit. So, the poet who had challenged Vedanta Deshika chose the holy feet of the Lord as his topic. The feet of the Lord. Vedanta Deshika felt that he was not qualified enough to sing on the holy feet of Lord. So, he chose the Padukas, the footwear of the Lord, as the subject of his poem. The other person who chose the feet of the Lord composed 300 verses in 3 hours. Vedanta Deshika composed 1008 verses in chaste Sanskritam in 3 hours on the sandals of the Lord. This compendium is called as Paduka Sahasram, the 1000 verse on the Padukas. Extremely beautiful poetry that needs to be venerated and practiced. We will select a few verses and enjoy the essence of Paduka Sahasram in the next episode.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a 2-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.